It's been kind of pissing out, like raining. When it came out, I got a Saturday Friday night, usually a little bit more crazier. So for a change, I thought ahead, and I got my trick bag together. A couple holy books, some weapons that I could use for metaphysical and physical purposes, if it gets to that. And some other extra items that could be useful, with the intent to kind of see if I can catch any demons out there. I haven't in a while, you know. I haven't seen any in a while. And again, like when I was catching them, if you've seen any of the videos, as I approached them, they would stop broadcasting to the body I was talking to. And I determined after a while that what this was indeed was they could sense the camera. The one thing demonic entities don't want and don't like, and I guess that extends to evil in general, they don't like being seen. And I couldn't understand it because, you know, when I first started interacting with them years ago, they'll talk to you. You know, they'll blab and blab and blab and blab. So when I just started this channel, I'm like, I should start filming these interactions. Originally I started it because of COVID stuff. Whatever, who cares? Point is, I was relying solving to you guys. It's funny, I was just thinking of them. I'm not going to get into that, but so yeah, I was noticing whenever I would spot a demon, and I have videos where you can hear it. You'll hear the sounds coming from the body. It's a lot of gurgling and yelling, and it's mixed. You can't hear Latin words in there. You know that there's a demon in the person, right? And then when I would approach them, they would just straighten up like they were fine, and they'd stop acting crazy and just be like, "Hey, how you doing?" So the entity was leaving the body. You know, they weren't staying in the bodies. When I approached them, I didn't know why. I was like, what? You know, they used to always talk to me, and indeed they talk to anybody. It's just people don't realize what they're talking to, you know. And then for a while I thought it was because of the angel thing. You know, as I said before, it's like if your drug dealer sees you talking to a cop, you know, they want to avoid you. So I thought because of those angel interactions, it was causing them to like stay away from me or something. But I don't know. I guess that I don't think that was it at all. I think they can sense the camera, or they sense being able to be recorded or measured somehow, just like that particle test, you know, where the scientists were trying to determine when the particle, I forget the name of that test, where it was moving from one tube to another, and they went to measure the space in the tube to try to determine when the particle left to go in the other one. And when it sensed it was being looked at or recorded in some way, it stopped moving. So there's a way that, in a frequency sense, because it's really what it is, that they can tell that there's a device or something around them that could record them or see them. That's what I think anyway. I don't know. I mean, this is the best theory I could come up with. Now, I haven't tried, though. You know what, though? I did one day. I caught a guy up here where the target is going in. And it was the second time I'd seen him. And the first time I ran into him, I got him talking, and I didn't film it, and he was okay. It didn't exactly. How you doing, man?
Yeah, who is it?
All right. Oh, it's just me. So the other thing with that is when I saw him again, it was the same thing. Like I got to him, and he was still talking crazy for a few minutes, right? And then it stopped. It like went out of him again. But I wasn't using the camera both times, and I started thinking, well, was it because they knew I had it with me? I don't know. This is all, you know, just theory, because I don't know what caused them to stop talking to me. But in the old days, when it all first started, I had my phone with me then too. But I wasn't whipping it out to film anything. I was always just you know, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out why whenever I spot one, this is basically just to boil all this bullshit down. Now when I spot what I believe to be an entity inside someone, they're geeking out. There's a certain way they move and talk. When I get over to them, the entity's gone. It goes away. And they start behaving normally. I don't know. Like the video of the woman over here on Kalakaua, where you know, when I finally get over to her to talk to her, she's like, I think I ate something bad. All the screaming stops, all the stops, and all that noise, that stuff. What it is they're trying to acclimate themselves to the body, you know, because it's like a signal, right? And it's like when you're in like a stairwell, you can't hear the radio, or it'll break up, right? Because you're not getting a good signal. In the same way, when these entities are trying to get into the body, it's like a radio signal, and it's like staticky. It's not a good signal. So that's where you'll see a lot of the strange walking and a lot of the because they're trying to talk. They're trying to get the words out. They can talk fine. These entities can talk fine. They seem a bit limited in words, and they have a strange cadence to them. They yell about pigs quite a bit. I've gone over all this stuff in the interactions that I have with some of them. There is a sameness to their language, and for a while I thought, in the beginning, I'm like, oh, this is the same entity, right? Moving around through all these people, like that movie with what's his face, Denzel Washington. I thought it was something like that, but no, they're all kind of like that. They all kind of have the same cadence. They all hate pigs. They all, you know, like I'll see guys I won't even interact with, you know, before I even understood what was going on. The homeless people always yelling about pigs. I'm like, why are they always yelling about pigs? I thought they meant cops, you know, but no, they weren't talking about cops. They were talking about pigs. And the thing with it's a biblical story, the one where Jesus puts the demons into the pig bodies instead of humans because pigs were the closest thing. I know I'm not making this up, but I'm not sure this is actually in the Bible. I'm going to put notation as to where it is. But yeah, he cast them into bodies of pigs. And bodies of pigs are like the closest thing to people as far as physiologically. In fact, we're closer to pigs than probably a lot of other things. As far as human anatomy, endocrine system, things like that. Limbic system is kind of similar. Nervous system, there's a lot of similarities. So, yeah, so they all kind of talk about the same shit. They're intelligent, right? But when they sound stupid, it's only because they're trying to, like I said, acclimate themselves to the body they're in. Now, when they get acclimated to that body, that's when you see shit like, I was telling the story about the guy downtown who owned the tattoo shop. It was after hours, he's across the street, and this homeless woman climbed the building like a spider and broke into his upstairs office. Cops came. I forget exactly if they brought her to jail or something, but when they got her, she was in the room just kind of non-responsive in a corner. But when he saw her earlier breaking into the room, she was like climbing. He said she climbed the fucking side of the building like Spider-Man or something. What they do is they don't give the bodies like supernatural powers. They just push it to the furthest extent they can. Like they'll push that body to its limits, and a lot of times they can hurt the person, you know, or the person wakes up really, you know, tired the next day. You know, I had one of my friends that I was experiencing a lot of stuff with in 2017. We were being followed by one time. This is really even before I understood what was going on. And he's like, this guy, and he's telling me, he's like, this guy stays behind us. We're going to pick him up and throw him in the fucking alleyway. I'm like, don't. It's not him. His body's, he's just a body, you know? And I don't know how I knew that. It's one of those found information things. Like somebody was telling me, like, no, this guy, you know, he's not in charge of his situation. He's being controlled, you know? And that's what happens to them. Now the way they can, how they can take you over is what is called, or nicknamed, dirty energy, meaning low vibrational energy, sadness, depression, addiction, anger, all that kind of stuff that's perfect for people, you know, like in Chinatown, that area, there's a lot of people living on the street. So there's a lot of that low vibrational shit going on, frequency going on. And they just slide in on that. They can slide in and out of those people. And I've indeed seen that happen. So, yeah, these things are everywhere. These things are everywhere. Again, I know I do this all the time, and I apologize to some of my older visitors, but Roger and KC, he does some photo stuff where he can show you like a picture of an area. He has some all over the country, and by using a photo technique, it's almost like he's cranking up the gain or something. You will see figures appear, translucent body-shaped figures. Some of them are very big, some of them are very small. These are the entities. I call them demons. You know, the forgotten ones, maybe, if you want to use that terminology. Not all of them are demons. Someone pointed that out to me recently in my comments. Like, they're not all demons. You know, some of these things are different things out there. They are incorporeal, but they may not actually be demons, and that's true. But there's all kinds of shit. Like, again, radio, right? You listen to the classical station. Think of all the other radio stations that are all around you, broadcasting, putting their shit into the air, that if you tune into them, you can pick them right up. But all those stations, even if you're tuned into them or not, they're still all around. By area. Like if you're in a car in Honolulu, you're going to get all the frequencies that are within your range to be able to tune into are going to be all around you at all times. They don't take up a physical space. When you look at them with like the photo thing that Roger has, you see them in the physical space, but they're not taking up the physical space. None of us really take up the physical space. It's dependent on the frequency you're on. Like we would be invisible to someone else in some other frequency. They're not seeing us. I'm seeing the street with people that I'm on the street with because we all have consensus because we're on the same frequency. So we could say like, hey, you know, look at this road we're on. So because we're all on the same frequency. But other people that are experiencing something else are not seeing us, but we're walking right through them. I could be in the living room right now. That's theory, you know. I don't know if that's exactly true, but that seems to be the case based on other things that are tangentially connected to this concept. You know, theoretical physics has a lot of this stuff, and it sounds like mumbo jumbo to a lot of people, but it's a lot, it's simpler than they make it seem. They make a lot of this stuff seem impenetrable, so you as an individual will be like, oh, you know, some smart guy knows how to do that, and then you don't think about it. When it's actually a lot simpler than they make it seem. Hey brother, how you doing? Nice night, huh? Little drizzly, but I'll take it. See you later, man. God bless you. Yeah, he's a cool guy. He's a god, bro. He's one of the god guys. Yeah, so that's kind of the deal with demons. So I was kind of hoping to get out there, and I still may go out again a little bit later. It's just it started pissing rain, and of course you can't really film anything in the rain, but whatever. We'll get back to it. I just like to try to get out on Saturday and Friday nights, because when the energy is the most intense for whatever reason. You know, evil likes the weekends, I guess. Who doesn't though? Don't blame the teacher. Blame the school.